The Neuralink Brain Chip, developed by Elon Musk's neurotechnology company Neuralink, represents a significant leap forward in the realm of human-machine interfaces. The latest news on Elon Musk's Neuralink Brain Chip is that it has received approval from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA, to begin human trials. The approval is a major milestone for Neuralink, which has been working on developing brain-computer interfaces for several years. The company plans to start by testing the chip in people with quadriplegia, who could use it to control devices with their thoughts. The FDA's approval of Neuralink's brain chip is a major step forward for the company. However, there are still many challenges that need to be overcome before the chip can be widely used. One challenge is that the chip needs to be made more durable so that it can withstand the wear and tear of everyday life. Another challenge is that the company needs to develop software that can translate brain signals into commands that can be understood by computers. Neuralink's brain chip is about the size of a quarter and is implanted into the skull. It contains hundreds of electrodes that can record electrical activity from the brain. The chip also has a wireless transmitter that sends the data to a computer. The Neuralink brain chip aims to establish a direct connection between the human brain and computers, allowing for seamless interaction and communication. It consists of a network of tiny, flexible electrodes that are implanted into the brain. These electrodes serve as interfaces with individual neurons, enabling bidirectional communication and the exchange of information between the brain and external devices. One of the primary goals of the Neuralink brain chip is to revolutionize healthcare. By creating advanced brain-computer interfaces, the chip has the potential to assist individuals with neurological disorders. Real-time monitoring of brain activity can provide valuable insights into brain function and aid in the development of treatments. For example, it could help restore mobility to paralyzed individuals by interpreting their neural signals and controlling external devices such as prosthetic limbs. It could augment human capabilities, including memory, learning, and information processing. By directly interfacing with the brain, individuals may have the ability to access vast amounts of information and learn at an accelerated pace. This technology could also enable new forms of communication, allowing for direct thought-based interactions with computers and other individuals. Neuro electrophysiological recording is the same principle that we're doing with these brain implants. And when the pathway from the brain to the spinal cord to the muscle is damaged, then the neuro signals from the brain aren't gonna get down to move the muscles. If you reach in and put something that listens into those neurons, then you know what's happening to the muscle. These new developments at Neuralink are a culmination of breakthroughs by brain-machine interface researchers, especially in the last few decades. In 2002, the first demonstration of real-time cursor control in monkeys took place. In 2008, a monkey controlled a robotic arm in 3 dimensions, in 2012, the first brain-controlled robotic arm by a human, and in 2017 a human controlled a cursor mentally to type out words and sentences. In 2019, Neuralink, a private company, unveiled a pig named Gertrude with a wireless implant that monitored about 1,000 neurons. In April 2021, Neuralink released the so-called Mind Pong video, which was a rhesus macaque with 2 of the Neuralink devices, performing brain control of a cursor on a screen. This is significant because it shows that Neuralink is showing their new hardware. Their new device in their hands works in a monkey, which is the evidence the FDA is looking for. The N1 device in Pager was able to transmit 2,048 electrodes worth of spiking information over a radio wirelessly, surpassing what has been able to be done in the academic field. Neurosurgery is required to implant the electrodes, which requires cutting the skin, getting down to the skull, drilling a hole in the skull, exposing the dura, folding it back to expose the brain, and then implanting the electrodes. The biggest risks with these techniques are infection, bleeding, and tissue damage. The Neuralink device is a Class 3 medical device that is implantable and goes into very sensitive body cavities. This technology has the potential to transform treatments for stroke, paralysis, degenerative disease, motor degenerative diseases, and other brain diseases. Neuroscientists and engineers have been working in this space for decades, and seeing Neuralink and other companies start an industry around neuroengineering brain-machine interfaces, neuroprosthetics has been a tremendous amount of validation for neuroscientists and engineers. Despite the challenges, Neuralink's brain chip has the potential to revolutionize the way we treat neurological disorders. The chip could also be used to enhance human intelligence and performance. However, it is important to remember that the technology is still in its early stages of development, and it will take many years before it is ready for widespread use. Here are some additional details about the FDA approval. The approval is for a clinical trial of Neuralink's brain chip in people with quadriplegia. The trial will involve up to 10 people. The trial will last for 2 years. Neuralink has not yet said when the trial will begin. The FDA's approval is a major milestone for Neuralink, but it is important to remember that the technology is still in its early stages of development. It will take many years before Neuralink's brain chip is ready for widespread use.